Another thing you may want to do as you create layouts like this is align your images to the right or the left. And notice when I select an image, the Property Inspector completely transforms to display the properties for the image instead of the properties for text and other elements. At the bottom of the Property Inspector here, you'll find the Align options, and you can choose to align images to the right or the left. When you do that, you'll have the advantage of being able to wrap text around an image. So now that text didn't automatically change, but if I move this image up to the beginning of that paragraph, you'll notice because it's aligned to the left now, the text wraps around to the right. The trick to aligning images is that you really need to insert the image at the beginning of the text for the alignment option to bring the text up around and wrap. Now, if you could see the very edge of this, and I've got white going to white, you'd see that that's pretty tight against that text. And if you're using your own images here, you may not like the way that looks. So let me show you the simplest way to create a little bit of a margin between your image and your text is to use the H space option. If I add 5 pixels of space there, you'll see now we get just a little margin there. You can add as many pixels of space as you want this way. But be aware that when you use H space for horizontal space, or you can also add vertical space, which adds space to the top and the bottom. In this design, that's probably fine, and if you're just creating a very simple page, you may not mind that. But if you're creating a more complex layout and you want to add space only to one side of your image, you'll be much better served by CSS. And again, as we get into styles later, I'll show you how to align images to the left or right of the page and use the margin settings in CSS to add space only on one side of the image. But for the moment, the quick and dirty approach to web design here, you can use H space to just add a little bit of a margin there. If you switch to Align Right, you'll see now that she moves over to the other side of the page. So very easy to go right and left. The other alignment options are a little bit counterintuitive. Absolute bottom, text top. You probably won't use these very often, and although they're still supported by Dreamweaver, they're really not generally used to position text in this way. Again, there are options using CSS and div tags that allow you to create layouts in a much more effective manner. So for now, let's just keep her aligned to the left with the text wrapped to the right.